Good evening. It's just gone 8:30 here in the UK, which is 3:30 Eastern time, and I'm done for my training for the day. It was a green day, so every day's been a green day this week. In fact, I've had all green days this month, except for last Friday. So done okay. Did well today, but it was a hard day because I didn't help myself because I got into a few poor trades, which I'm going to go into. I'm going to go through where I got in, why I got in, and where I took profits, or where I took my losses. So on my screen is the MES, it's a 5-minute, and this is my NinjaTrader platform. And this is where I trade my futures on. I thought it's easier because it's a messy day, you can see all these trades down here. It's easier to do it on this chart than my trading view chart, even though my trading view chart has all the levels and stuff. So let's just go to that first. So what I was watching, look at that, come right up to that area. So that's what I was watching. In the pre-market, I said I was waiting for 43.85, and that's that area here for a reject. And you can see it came into that area perfectly and rejected it. So that was a good trade. I didn't take that, I missed it, which is a bit annoying. And I think that might be why I over traded slightly. But I did get the break and retest of that area for this run up, which is good. But I let myself down in this area here because I couldn't decide whether to go long or short, which I'll go into now. So the levels working, look at this, I said main areas to watch was for a long, to continue this trend up, and we saw this double bottom in the pre-market, and I said a break and retest long is what I'm waiting for. I mentioned 43.85, but 4400 is an area as well, so these areas, and you can see it continues straight through today. So my long bias was correct, and I said the reasons why, because in the daily we had low volume, we had this hammer candle, which showed a bit of weakness, but we had increasing volume there, and we're seeing a bit of a pullback yesterday. This was a pullback day, but the volume was still pretty low, so it was below average, and it was into the 50 and it touched the 8. But we were above the main averages, so we were above the 200, we were above the 20, we were above the 8, but we were just below the 50. So I said today, I don't want to play what I think is going to happen or predict a market. I wanted to play the chart, and at the point we still had some unfinished business as well, which is exactly where we've got to, this area here, and I'm glad it's got there. And our next area to watch for is this trend line, and we've got this area 44.65. But anyway, we're right at a rejection level now. It's too late in the day for me to take the trade because we've got 20 minutes to go before the market closes. But I would be looking to reject probably right now. So keep an eye on that number. Let's go into the 5-minute chart. So today, that's a reject on the open. Is that the open? 9:30 candle. That one there, yeah. And I wanted to get the reject to show you my plan. I think I've got it here. So reject 43.85, area confidence, 50 moving average on the hourly. It was also a break and retest. I didn't write it on there, but I mentioned it in the pre-market video. So that's this reject I talked about. It rejected it twice, once before the market opened, literally right at the market open. So that's the one I missed, and then it rejected it again the second time. So we had 2 opportunities to get in there. So let me go to my chart and I'll show you what I did. So I missed the reject, and it probably explained why I overtraded, but I did get the bounce. I saw it come into the VWAP and I went long there, but then I had some platform issues. I thought it was platform issues, but I think I got in with the wrong order. I got in with a limit order, and it came in and up, and I think it just only filled a few of my accounts because I trade Apex, and I trade 17 accounts, and I use a trade copier. So I use an Apex single account to take all my trades on, and then so I got one account here, and I take all my trades, and then the trade copier copies exactly the same trade to all the different accounts I've got in NinjaTrader, and I'm trading 17 accounts at the moment. So it only filled through, and I thought it might have been a platform issue, so I got out of it pretty quickly there, and obviously my instinct was right, and I wanted to get out of the high of day, and that's exactly what it did. And I had a bit of remorse, and I don't know why I did it, but I got back in long again. and thinking we're going to get back up to this previous day level, and then it didn't. I was in profit for a bit. I took a little bit of profit on the first one, and then the second trade, effectively it's the second trade because I was out of it by then, I added there, and I added there, and I added again there, and I added again there. No, in fact I got knocked out at that point, so that was this trade gone. And then when it pushed back up, I thought, hey, we're not going to break the VWAP, so I got back in. You can see I loaded up on a few contracts there, and again I was in profit for a bit, and it came back on me, and I stopped out again. And then I went long again. No, at this point I thought, right, we're going short, and this is where I should have just stepped away for a few minutes. Then I tried shorting the market there, and I realised it didn't want to go short, so I stopped out again. Only little tiny stops, I was keeping it tight. And then a couple of times here I went short again, thinking we've got this big topping tail, but you know the volume was declining as well, so it wasn't a great trade, and I stopped myself out a few times there. So that's another trade. I went long here, got out there, added, got out and got out, and that was it. And then when we finally got above the VWAP, I came in, I went long again. I think I stopped out by accident there, and so I added just below. And then I took profit going up, took profit again, and then I was looking for an add or pullback, and this is the break and retest area I was watching for, this area here, the pre-market high. And as you can see, came in, came back. I accidentally came out of a trade which I didn't want to, so I got back in and I added as well at that point. So I had a few extra contracts here, and my stop was always going to be below that pivot. And in fact I had to go to take my kids to scouts, and I'm a scout leader as well, so, and I organised skiing taster session for 24 Beaver Scouts 6 to 8 year olds today. So I had to get down, it's an hour's drive from here, so I had to leave early. So I put in all of my OCO orders with my stops in place, and I put my targets in there, 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 and there. I was meant to leave a runner, but I didn't realise that when I came home I was out of it, so that was my last out, and all my OCOs are gone. The runner would have been great because I'll still be in it right now. I want to leave it to the market close. Because I was in a rush to leave, I kind of forgot when I did my OCO orders. I wanted to do one OCO order with 2 outs instead of 1 out up here. 1 out instead of 2, but it evened itself out, it's fine. But anyway, it's fine. I took a nice chunk of this, so that was my move up, this move here. So that's not a bad move really. If you recall some of my other videos, I relate it to like the fish. When the fishermen are out at sea, they catch their fish and they cut off the head and tail and throw that back into the sea for the seagulls. I'll give them a smiley face. And so basically I got the body of the move, or most of the body of the move, so that's a good day. I must admit I was watching up here for potential shorts coming into one of my levels as well. If we go back into trading view, we're right at a level now. This area here is a rejection area, but it's too late in the day for me to take it. So, but I'm not going to do this. That's it. That's why I do my end of day video. Once I do my end of day videos, I know that's me done for the day. So that was a good trade, and I was happy with that. If I've got anything else to add, probably not really. I was watching a lot of level 2 this morning as well, and in fact I use this quite a lot now. This is the book map, and it shows me where all the buyers and sellers are sitting, and it really helps. You know, I'm getting in and out of trades much better now. I'm getting in right at the bottom, and because I'm looking at the level 2 and I'm looking at the footprint charts as well, which you can see on, let's minimize that. So this is my plan from today. I mentioned we're right at the area now, 44.28. Did I put that in there? Break and retest, 43.57 bounce. No, but it's a reject I had anyway. Let's move back. So these are the footprint charts I'm watching, and what I'm looking for is areas of. So, for example, if we're at like right now we're at a level where we want to break through. If I don't see any sellers up here, any aggressive sellers, then it looks like the buyers. If I don't see any aggressive buyers up here, it looks like the sellers are in control. and so that's when I would want to try and get out if I'm in a long trade, or I look to get in for a short. For example, here we had buyers buying at the ask price, and you saw it's pushing up, and there's no the sellers are just not interested up. There's no one selling, so it doesn't look like it wants to do much in those top area. And you can see this yellow areas as a point of control of the bar. You know, I have a volume like this one here, volume profile tool, and that shows you where the heaviest buying and selling is in each candle, which I keep an eye on. I kind of use it as like an area resistance as well. And for example, sometimes when it pulls back, you might think the same buyers will be still at that level, and you might be able to use that as an area of support, like it's doing right now. See, it's not breaking through that area on that candle. It probably will do eventually. There we go. And that's the reason I like using footprints. And like here, you can see there's not many sellers down there, not many buyers in this half of the candle. In fact, there's times when you see a red candle and you think that it's in control by the sellers, like this one, but it's got an offset of that's very small, it's almost neutral. But the delta, the volume delta, means there's more buyers on this candle than more sellers, even though it gave you a red candle. And you can see green candles as well, which give you a red delta. So that gives you a clue as to what the market's doing. So if you see lots of if you see it consolidating, but you start seeing lots of red deltas, this is this top line, then it's likely that we're going to see a short play out, because there's just no volume and there's no buyers there. And this one here, order flow cumulative delta, it's very similar to this delta, it's exactly the same actually. And I use this as well quite a lot to see where there's exhaustion in the buyers. So for example, we're coming into a level, which is where we are now. I'll be watching this, and if I see lots of red volume bars, then I know there's more selling than there is buying, and then I'll be looking for a short. And that's how I fine tune my entries, and they're getting pretty good now. My entry fine tune is really good, and a combination of using the level 2, this level 2 here, which I do quite like a lot, and it goes all the way down. I've got like 60 levels, it comes right down. So, and then if I want to have a quick visual, I've got bookmap level 2. So this is showing me right now we've got sellers sitting at 44.32, and look, you see these orders coming in. These are probably profit takers, want to take profits for the day, and you've got buyers sitting in at 44.26. So that area, so that's why all my outs you saw on this chart were all based on the level 2, where I saw big areas of sellers, because I wanted to get out before. That's why there's a few outs before 4400, because I must have saw a big area, and that out is before 4400, because I must have saw a big area of sellers. So just visualize it on here. 4400. Be about here. I can't scroll back, but it probably looked a bit like this above 4400. That's why I always put my outs before I get to those places as well. And you can see there's no selling at all here. I'm gutted that I got my OCO order wrong, because that should have been a run. I should have still been in this, and that would have made my day. But anyway, my last trade of the day, this trade caught from the VWAP up and the break and retest of the pre-market high, was my money maker today. I think that was pretty decent. I think each contract was about $400, and or each account ended $400, and but obviously I made some losses coming into this one here, especially where I stopped out a few times there, so I ate into the profit a bit. So excuse me. Not a bad day overall. Like I said, disappointed how I handled myself this morning, but that's areas of what I'm working on. And since I started watching level 2, my profitable days have been much better, because I'm getting in at right areas as well. So go back to this level 2 now. You can see it took out all the sellers up here, and doesn't look like it wants to reverse. So, but there's no liquidity left up here now. So there's no. If I was a big market mover, I want to move down to areas of liquidity. And we've got the imbalances coming out now. So in the next 30 seconds, I'll leave this for the next 30 seconds of this video, so see what happens on the level 2 for imbalances. So I've got both bookmap open, the ladder level 2, and we've got time and sales. So 20 seconds, and you'll see a load of orders all stacking up below and above, and that's the last 10 minutes of the day where all the imbalances are, and the books are all I can't remember what word I'm looking for. Basically, where the imbalances are, you see the opposite trades. Here we go, so that's the imbalances. It's barely moved. I'm not sure what it is. Here we go, so they're all coming in now. So these are the orders all stacking up. So this is a level 2 now, and you can see where the imbalances are, but it's barely moved, so it's not a very good day. And I like to see days where we've got a buy or sell imbalance. If it's a buy imbalance, you see it push right up. I think there might be a slight buy imbalance. Okay, well, good day trading. Probably made it harder on myself by chopping myself around at these areas here. You know, this is an area of chop, and I even put my plan on areas of chop. Don't trade it. So let's go back into this scenario. 10 days up, need a pullback. Oh, do you know what? Earlier on I had to write this all up again. That's why most of my information is not there. November the 10th. Yeah. I had to write it all back up again because I accidentally forgot to save it, and then I closed my browser down, and so it's not there at the moment. But that's fine. It doesn't matter. But I did, in my scenarios, I do whatever scenarios I look for. Like if we see it rally, if we see it sell off, or if we go sideways, what to look out for. And basically it was to trade lightly or don't trade at all, which is normally what I normally say. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Green day today in the market. Not a bad day. Let's look at the daily, and we've probably broken levels. I think we've broken. Look at that big green candle. So as I suspected, and we talked about this in the videos, this was just a bit of a eating time off the clock time, trying to, you know, a bit of a pullback. That's why we've got the low volume. But still, look at the volume candle. Still low volume, big wide range candle when you compare that to the previous candles. So still not convincing that, you know, whether we're just going to be in an upward run now and we're just seeing lower volume. But what we're really looking for ending this, we're looking for a higher than average volume, a candle like this, or like these ones, you know, these coming down to the bottom. So this candle's a perfect one. It's an indecision candle, but above average volume. But we'll see. We're right at that level, and potentially we could be watching for 44.50 area as well. Right. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely weekend, and I will be back on Monday at 9 AM Eastern Time to go through my pre-market levels. Tune in, because as you've seen today, the levels work pretty much every day. In fact, all my trades this week have been all based on my levels, and yeah, it works well. Thanks for watching. Have a nice weekend.